obviously the Evo is well known to have a front-facing camera as well. So the obvious differences beyond this walk around, we already know from the innards that this is running the next generation Snapdragon, also known as the Scorpion, I believe, 1 GHz processor. This is running a Snapdragon at 1 GHz. The other differences is this obviously is a CDMA device, the Evo, with WiMAX 4G. This is a 3G device, GSM, with HSPA, I believe it's HSPA+. But, strangely, this is only a dual-band 3G device. It supports 2100 and 900 for Europe and Asia and most of the world, so it will not work on 3G in the US at all. It is quad-band edge as well for 2G compatibility. So, another quick difference I wanted to show you guys is, if I turn them on here, I've got the same settings and setup on both. The same LCD, although there's slight difference. The Desire HD by default, the brightness is a little lower on automatic brightness, but they can both get nearly as bright. And so the Evo looks a little like it pops a little more, but just to show you what I mean, if I go in the settings and I go into display and I change the brightness on both to from automatic to maximum, you will see that we're pretty much looking at the same level of brightness on both devices. So let me crank that down again to a reasonable level and put that back to auto. Now, another difference you'll notice right away here, again the Evo is on the right and the Desire is on the left, is the size of the text by default. The default font for menus and things on the Evo is the same basic default size as on smaller display devices, but they've optimized Sense on the Desire HD such that it actually has a smaller font that's used in each menu. And you can put more on the screen and read more. You can notice it clearly here where we have something like 9 menu items versus 7 menu items displayed. Obviously there's a whole bunch of differences with Sense. This is a newer iteration of Sense. On this device here, if you hold the button, you'll notice that you get a lot more choices. Basically this middle part here repeats on this side. Just so we're clear as to what we're looking at here. It's the menu that you get when you push, when you hold it anywhere in the middle of the screen on one of the front panes. And you can see it adds a whole bunch of functionality with the new Sense interface. So, I mean, those are some of the major differences. It's a little unfortunate that the Desire HD doesn't have 3G for US, otherwise it would make a very compelling GSM flagship competitor for those of us who are willing to pay unlocked prices to the Evo. But it's not to be. And then again, you know, I want to give you some thickness comparison. You can see the Evo might be just a little thicker, not by much. I think it's possibly because of the 4G radio. But, you know, we're looking at essentially the same footprint, front and back here. Let me lock up the screen on the, looking at the same footprint on these devices. So that's it. Comparison between the HTC Desire HD here at the bottom and the HTC Evo 4G here at the top. And again, I want to mention that other than the lack of US 3G, the other missing part is the HDMI output. You will not get HDMI out on the HTC Desire HD, and that's quite unfortunate, I think. Camera performance is pretty much the same. So